City. It's 7:15, the second date that I chose, July 15th. I'm smiling right now because I just passed the contraction. Oh, this shit hurt. Anyways, we're on the way to the hospital. My midwife, who was the one that I actually see every time I go, told us to go ahead and get evaluated and call when we get down there. She pretty much be on her way to give birth to Siren.
Baby's still really high.
Sorry.
Contraction. Go ahead and get through it, Mama.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Parents of 2. We decided to have our baby number 2 in America, and we're back here in my home of Atlanta. And I really wanted a water birth with Saray, but apparently it's illegal or it's not allowed in China. This is what I was told from her doctor. I'm sorry, my doctor, when we were living in Shenzhen, that water birth was not allowed. So we are back in Atlanta, and after much research and digging, I found an OBGYN midwife company that administers or delivers or catches babies from the water, and I was so happy. Yeah, I was so happy to find them. It was actually an all-black office, and the head midwife, the owner or whatever, she and I have the same birthday, so it seems like fate. So yeah, so I had my water birth here in Atlanta. Actually, I had it at the Atlanta Medical Center, which is a hospital. So when you have your water birth, a lot of time you'll have it at a birthing center. I opted to have it at Atlanta Medical because it's at a hospital, so in case, you know, something happens, I'm right there, the hospital, versus a birthing center where it's mostly just midwives and nurses. It's totally up to you. So I just wanted to talk about or share with you guys some of the differences between the water birth and here in America. I mean, having the one baby here in America versus having the other baby over in Shenzhen, China. There are lots of differences, but at the end of the day, we have 2 very healthy babies, which is the most important thing ever. So let's go. All right, so many people ask me, like, what was the water birth experience like? So I just wanted to let you guys know. So having a water birth, that was my second baby, and I also had the first baby with no medicine also. So I can't tell you if it hurts more or less because it all hurts. I'm not gonna be like lying or nothing like that. It hurt. But other than that, the water is a great tool. Like when you're having your contractions, especially like the last 2 hours, and you're contracting, the water is a great tool to help soothe the pain. However, you can possibly go to sleep while you're having the contractions because the water is that calming and soothing. So that was like the pro plus of having water birth is the water is just a great tool. But all in all, what it is just you're having a natural birth. Now the first question when people ask like about having a water birth or whatever is like, is the baby going to drown? And that's just the human thing to think, if the baby's going to drown or not. Okay, so first things first, remember the baby was in your womb for 9 however long months in fluid, so the baby is not going to drown. It's not like the midwife or the nurses have the baby come out swimming, you know, Michael Phelps laps or anything like that. The baby comes out in the water and then is pulled right up immediately. You can probably see, showing you a clip right now, but the baby is pulled up immediately onto the mom, or if the dad catches. In our experience, my husband was actually behind me because the nurse was telling him to be behind me, but I pushed the baby out so fast, I guess they said, he didn't have time to get around the big old pool to catch the baby, but he was able to cut the umbilical cord. But anyways, there's a lot of moving movement and freedom when you're having a water birth. Primarily because you aren't hooked up to an IV, you aren't, you know what I'm saying? In order for you to have the water birth, you have to qualify. So you have to be under a certain BMI, which is your weight versus height. You have to not be preeclampsia or pre-diabetic, whatever. You know, there's a lot of things. You can't be over 40. If you've had one cesarean section, my OBGYN allows for you to have vaginal birth. But if you've had 2 cesarean sections before, you can't C-section. Whatever other parameters that are required for you. So anyway, so when you're having a water birth, you get the freedom to move about, walk, talk, do whatever you can do to help, because labor is work. Like, if you're planning to give birth naturally, just know that it is work, but it's worth it, because then you end up with a little cute one like this. In order for you to have a water birth in the first place, you must attend a course, a class, and then the class you have to get signed off that you attended the class or whatnot. And in the class, they was teaching us like positions that are helpful. They were telling us about doulas and the importance of having a doula. They're really trying to promote that, at least in my doctor's office. They were also showing the men, your partner, whoever that's going to be there with you during the delivery, what to do and how to help, how to be helpful, because it's very important for you to have a support system, especially when you're not drugged up and you trying to have a baby. So that's very important. And there's a lot of other tidbits that they give you within the class. So that was pretty cool, because there were some things that I had to do to prepare myself mentally, because like when I had my daughter in Shenzhen, I don't know if you guys watched our other birth story, but it was an emergency and I was not prepared. I was clueless, and us being naive is probably why it happened that way. But this time I actually chose, and I was conscious about my choice in having a natural birth and wanting it to be a water birth. And so, like, if you are considering it, I'm going to give you my opinion. This is my second child, and I would do it if we have a third in the far, far future. I would definitely do it again. So I want to talk about the pros and cons, or the differences. Some more differences between us having Saray in Shenzhen, China, and Siren here in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. So the cost, the price. Oh my God. So the price difference is ridiculous. Like, it's astronomical. The United States is straight taxing people with hospital bills and medical bills. Like, why? Okay, so how the hospital works here, and also in Shenzhen also, everything is pretty much itemized. So everything is itemized, it has a price. So for the price here in Atlanta, the bed, like just to sleep overnight, which they tell you have to do, $1,400 just for the bed. That's not including anything else, and that bed wasn't even all that comfortable. Like, who want to pay $1,400? That's like $1,400 a night for a hotel room. In Shenzhen, Saray's birth was $200 and something total.
Remember, that's going away from the private hospital that we paid.
Right. Well, oh yeah. Also, if you didn't see our other birth story, because I had her in emergency, I did not make it to our private American hospital. So we had her at a public hospital. So that's why it was only $200 something. What was the price?
$250.
$250 for everything, and then we got transferred to our private hospital that night, and we paid just $1,000 versus the original almost $5,000 that we had paid them ahead of time. And yes, we got our money back. But here in America, my bill by myself was like for almost $15,000 freaking dollars, and then for the baby it was like $2,000 something. So you mean to tell me there's no difference? Good care. Oh, there is one difference. For here in Atlanta, I spent the night at the hospital for 2 nights. Not that I had to. They really wanted to let me go the day before, but they told me I had the option to. So I was like, why not? But in Shenzhen, I only stayed at the hospital. We only stayed overnight with Saray. So there's the difference. That can make a price change. But other than that, like, that's still astronomical. We paid about $1,200 for our first child, and then like $18,000 for the second child. And the only reason the first, like I said, the Saray was $1,200 was because we chose to go to our private hospital to stay overnight versus staying at the public hospital. If we would have stayed at the public hospital, the bill would have been like $500. So that's like, hands down, it's way cheaper to have your baby overseas. A lot of people ask me, like, was I scared having Saray in China? And my comeback or my answer to that is, like, there's like 1.7 billion Chinese people. I think they may not have other things together, but I think they got that down pat. They know how to make babies and they know how to deliver them.
The thing about it is like I guess the nurturing part of like living in China. Like Chinese people are very caring, passionate. So when we had Saray, it was like, the nurses, even like her having doctor visits was like, they would come, and basically treat her like that was their child. Even though, I would say that's their job. They take their job very seriously. So versus here in America, you don't really get the same thing, because like we went to Siren, a 2-day check after he was delivered. The doctor kind of like came in and just did a quick scan, and then basically that was it. And then we had the 1-month check, which this guy, he loved his job. We got a little personal, talk about things about him raising his 2 sons and the similarities between my son and his kids from birth. It was a little bit more comfortable and very caring and nurturing. Like, so it's very rare to find that in America, because this is our second child, and from our daughters, doctors we met before, they really ain't that much, they're just like, I'll do it for a paycheck, that's it.
So everything he said, plus just look at these clips. After Saray was born, like, they had her in a pool, they was giving her a massage, like she was chilling. Here they was like, all right. Is that why he's a crier now?